Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another product that I think you're going to really like, especially if you're a fan of the Blink camera systems. It's a battery extension pack from our good friends at Wasserstein that essentially will double the amount of time you can use your Blink cameras without having to worry about changing out the batteries. Now, I've been using these around the house for the last couple of weeks, and I really like them, and I'll explain why in a minute. But before I do, I always like to start with an unboxing, just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and that way you'll understand if you buy this product exactly what you'll get. And then I'll dive into the features and show you how to use these products, because Wasserstein's the kind of company that's constantly thinking and tinkering and coming up with new solutions to improve your experience with cameras like this, and this is no exception. This product is both clever and simple, two of my favorite things, and I'll explain why in a minute. But let's get into the unboxing. So they offer the product in a couple of different packages. They offer a single pack, they offer a triple pack, which I have here. They also offer a triple pack with batteries, and that's the best value. And once you try this, you're going to want one for all your cameras, I can promise you that. So consider the triple pack. Anyway, inside the triple pack, you'll find 3 of these housings, which is really the brains of the operation. And you'll also find a set of batteries. And you'll notice there are 4 batteries. And you're probably thinking, well, hold on a second. The Blink camera takes 2 batteries. What's with the 4 batteries? Well, that's exactly what this product does. It replaces the 2 batteries in your Blink camera with 4 alkaline batteries. So if you do the math on that, they're not changing the voltage. They're just doubling the capacity. So 4 batteries versus 2 means you can use the camera a lot longer, and that's a really good thing because for me anyway, it seems like when those batteries are going, it's always in the middle of the winter, there's a blizzard blowing outside or it's raining cats and dogs, and I'm up on a shaky ladder trying to change batteries. So anything that can prolong that experience and not have me out there in the middle of the winter is a really good thing. Now, of course, your mileage is going to vary depending on the resolution of the video you're shooting. The higher resolutions drink more electrons, you'll get less use out of the batteries, or if you extend the recording time, or if you turn on motion detection to see everything that rolls past that camera, all of those shorten your battery time because they're using more electrons to do that behavior. But if you set it at a normal pace, before you use the kit and after you use the kit, you'll probably get twice as much use out of the camera. All right, so what you're getting here is a housing. And again, the housing is pretty straightforward. On the back, there are 2 modular things built into it that replace the batteries inside the camera. And I'll do a closer look and show you how to do that. But essentially, this pops into the back of the camera. Then you load it up with the 4 batteries that are included. I've got one loaded up right here. So this pops onto the camera. Then you take the back of the camera and pop it on here. And the beautiful part is, since you're not changing the back of the camera, all the mounts you're using to pop that up on the side of your house or to a gutter or to a tree out in the back still work. So you're not really changing a lot. You're just extending it by adding those extra batteries in there and thereby extending the use out of that camera. And the other nice thing about it is there are kits in the market, and Wasserstein makes a couple, where this battery pack is sealed and you can actually recharge it. But you're going to have to pull it down from the camera, go in the house and recharge it. With this one, you're going to load it up with 4 batteries, pop it in the back of your camera. It's going to take you about 30 seconds. Matter of fact, it's such a simple process. You don't even see an instruction manual in the box. On the back, there are 4 steps that you pretty much could read those, go outside, pop it together, have 3 cameras back up in their mounts in less than 10 minutes. So it's a really simple thing to do. But for me, the beauty again is battery-powered cameras like this, there's blessing and curses, right? The blessing part of it is you can put them anywhere because they're battery-powered. As long as I'm on my Wi-Fi network, I can have it way out in my backyard. If I want to watch a couple of squirrels wrestle in the backyard, I can put a camera back there. I can have one over my driveway, one over my front porch. I can move them around as I like. The challenge with battery-powered cameras is that they're battery-powered, and eventually those batteries are going to wear out. So if you've got a product like this that can double the use out of the camera just by popping it on the back of the unit, that's a home run. And these are standard alkaline batteries, so if you're using it for 2 years on average, you'll get 4 years out of it. After 4 years, okay, you got to buy some new alkaline batteries, but that's a pretty good deal. Anyway, if you stay tuned next, what I'll do is take a closer look. I'd like to show you how it attaches to the camera. Oh, one thing I should point out, it only works with the brand new outdoor cameras. So the Blink outdoor cameras, it's fine. It won't work with the XT or the XT2, and that's not their fault. That's just the way the housings are built. They changed them between the XT, the XT2, and the new outdoor versions, and a lot of the accessories that are made for the new outdoor cameras don't fit the older cameras. Now, Wasserstein does make accessories to fit the XT and the XT2, so you can check those out if you need to. But if you've got the newer cameras, no problems whatsoever, it's going to pop on. And the cool thing is, they built this to such tight tolerances that when you pop it on the back of the camera, it snaps on there and it's completely weather tight. There's going to be no issues with water getting inside or having issues with the batteries getting corroded over time. They've really thought it through. So again, I'd mentioned clever and simple, two of my favorite things. I think they've done a wonderful job with it. So stay tuned. I'll take a closer look and show you how they attach. Then I'll come back at the end and I'll point out a few things that I really like about this kit in case you're in the market for something like this or you need to compare it to some other options that you're looking at. So stay tuned. We'll get into the closer look. The product is incredibly simple to use and you'll only need a few things to get started. The camera you'd like to mount it to, the extension pack, 4 alkaline batteries, and the tool that comes with the camera so you can take the back off the camera. Now you can use a dime or a flat blade screwdriver, whatever works to loosen that back. Now if you look at the unit itself, it's made from high impact plastic, which is the same material the camera is made from. On the back you'll notice 2 little labels right there that say up and a rectangular hole at the bottom. And it's important to notice where those are because that'll help you orient it when you snap it on the back of the camera. I've already taken the liberty of installing the 4 batteries. 2 face this direction, 2 face that direction. There's diagrams underneath to show you which way they go in. Now to start with, you'll pull the camera down from its mount. And on the back, there may be a grommet here covering that hole depending on how you have the camera mounted. So take that off. You need access to that screw underneath. But if you take it off a mount that pops on the back, you'll have access to it right away. You can use the tool that came with it to loosen this bolt on the back if you want, or you can use a dime or a flat blade screwdriver. But anyway, you're going to basically loosen that enough where the back pops off. And then if there are batteries in the camera, pull those batteries out because you're going to replace those with this unit. Now again, the alignment of this is important. This is up and this is up. And you can be sure you've got it the right way by looking for this hole at the bottom. That should line up with the micro USB connection on the camera. So as long as you've got that hole and that micro USB connection on the same end, you're fine. And to install it, all you'll do is put this where the batteries were and then give it a good squeeze and you'll hear it click in like that. And that gives you an incredibly tight weather seal right here on the outside because of that grommet. And then all you have to do at that point is put the back on. And again, make sure you line this up the correct way. That grommet right there lines up with the micro USB connection on the bottom. So put this back on. Use the tool that you used before to take it off, put it back on. Tighten this up nice and tight because again, you want a weather seal in the back. Then pop this back on its mount. That should take you about 15 seconds, 30 seconds at the most to actually add that. And you can see that it pretty much doubles the depth of the camera. But the beautiful part is you can still use the original mount because the original back is on the back of that extension. So pretty easy product to use. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now here are a few things that I really like about this particular product that you can use to compare it to others you might be considering or just to see if it's right for you. So for starters, I love any product for my Blink cameras that minimizes the amount of time I got to be up on a ladder swapping out batteries. Now I've tried solar panels and they work great in certain circumstances. I've also tried the rechargeable battery packs. They work really well. A couple of my cameras are close enough to an electrical outlet where I can actually hardwire them in there and they'll run forever. But there are a lot of them that are in positions where I can't get electric to it. The sun doesn't really shine in that area. Like in my backyard, there's a lot of tree coverage and I've got to run it on batteries. So if I can find a way to double the battery capacity just by snapping a little appliance like this on the back, that's a home run for me. So I like the fact that it's incredibly simple. There's nothing complicated about it. I don't have to fiddle around with the camera. I don't have to change any of the settings. I basically pop the back off the camera like this, pull the 2 batteries out, pop it on, put the back on it, and I'm done. Literally, it's 15 seconds and you're finished, and back up the ladder, putting the camera back where it was. And doubling the time is it's a great thing. But it's a little unsettling because if you've used the Blink cameras for any length of time, in your head you're probably figuring, okay, change the batteries in the spring, and that's nice because that way a year later or 2 years later, it'll be the spring again and I'll have good weather. But in your head you're kind of thinking, I got a year and a half out of it, I got to kind of mark the calendar of when I need to pick up batteries and get up the ladder again. It's going to be unsettling to realize a year and a half is going to come, 2.5 years are going to come, 3 years are going to come. Now, of course, I haven't used these for 3 years, but I can tell you already, looking at the battery levels, I got plenty of battery left in them. And I know that just the math, again, as being an engineer, the math on this is I'm doubling the capacity of the batteries. Of course, they're going to last longer. It's almost like somebody invented a battery, a AA battery like this, that had twice the capacity, had twice the electrons punched inside of it. But they can't do that, right? Because it's alkaline. So they've basically taken 4 batteries and doubled the capacity, which is a great thing. And I have to hand it to Wasserstein because, again, they've got this development lab that sits down and looks at the camera and they're thinking, well, what can we do? What can we build to help the customer out with this camera? Well, it'd be great if we could double their capacity of their batteries. Well, how are we going to do that? Why don't we make a housing that'll hold 4 batteries? Now, I'm sure they probably thought about 6 and it probably stuck out too far, but honestly, 4 batteries is plenty. doubles the length of the unit. It's incredibly simple to use. You're not violating your warranty by using it. Just pop it on there, put it back up in the mount, and you're good to go. And then the last thing I'll mention is there are other solutions on the market that are a little bit different than this, that kind of do the same thing, but I've tried them, and my challenge with them are a couple of things. Number one, they didn't seal real well. So I was worried about water getting in, especially in the wintertime. We get a lot of high winds, a lot of snow, a lot of ice. I worried that if water gets inside the camera, a camera's shot. So I worried about that. But the second thing was, I found with the other solutions, I had to change the mount. And a lot of my mounts are bolted to the house or they're bolted to a gutter. With these, they pop right back on the same mount. So I just put the extension pack on, put the back on it, popped it right back on the same mount. So again, I mentioned clever and simple at the beginning of this clip. I think they're both, and I like them an awful lot. So I think you'll enjoy them as well. If you've got a lot of Blink outdoor cameras, you might want to consider it. For me, it's almost a no-brainer because it doubles the use out of the camera. So I hope you found this review helpful. Thanks an awful lot for watching. If you're interested in these, I've got a link below where you can go to Amazon and check them out. If you buy through that link, we get a little bit of credit. So if you're a fan of the channel and you want to help us out and support the channel, hit that link. You'll pay the same amount you'd pay if you bought it directly from Amazon. But because since we pushed you over there and showed you where it was, we get a little credit. But anyway, I like reviewing technology like this. I hope you're finding value in these clips. I know we do a lot of drone clips as well, and I love flying drones, but anytime I get a piece of technology that improves my life and makes things easier, I love talking about it on the channel. So thanks an awful lot for watching. And until next time, as always, stay nerdy.